Hi guys, my name is Courtney Duckett, and for my historical fiction book I picked One Crazy Summer by Rita Williams Garcia. This book starts off with sisters on the plain of California where they're going to meet their mother. There's 3 sisters and their mom left them with their father and their grandmother at a very young age. The grandma didn't want them to go meet their mom, but the father insisted that it was time. So they went. When they got there, they didn't really know who their mom was, but the oldest sister recognized her just enough to know that it was her, and she walked up to them and she followed them. She told them to follow her, and they sprinted halfway across the town to this bus stop, and they got home, and the mom started muttering that she didn't even want them. She didn't ask for them to come. She should have just went to Mexico to get rid of them when she should have, when she had the chance. The girls, she wasn't really talking to the girls, but she was talking loud enough the girls could hear her. And the kitchen was off limits. They couldn't even go in there to get a drink or get food. They had to have takeout all the time. And now I'm going to read a chapter from the book. The title of the chapter I'm reading is Inseparable. If you girls want breakfast, going down to the People's Center. We said all together, the People's Center? Without skipping a beat, Cecil said, next to the library or on Orchid. Just keep walking till you see kids and old people lined up. You're not going to take us? I didn't mean it to worm out as a question and was mad at myself for asking instead of stating. You don't need me to walk down the street. The park is on the other side. Y'all can run around after breakfast or stay for the program at the center. It don't make me no difference. Cecil pointed a fountain pen at me. 2 more pins were stuck in her hair. You the oldest. You can read street signs. Vanita, indignant, said, I can read street signs too. Me too. Instead of saying, I didn't ask for all of that, like I expected, Cecil smacked her palm against her thigh and said, then that settles it. Step out this door, cross the street, keep going a block till you get to Orchard. If you can read, you can't miss the O in Orchard. Turn left, keep walking till you see the library center. It's on the same block. Can't miss it. Nothing but black folks in the black clothes, rapping revolution and line of hungry black kids. Then she cut herself off from us, taped her fountain pen, and repeated, black folks in black clothes, rapping revolution. We had Black Panthers in Brooklyn. Black Panther posters with the Seize the Time stapled onto telephone poles. We just never had any Black Panthers marching down Hermit Street, knocking on our door, demanding that we give to the cause or calling us some kind of sister name we had never heard of. My sisters and I didn't make a move toward the door. We couldn't believe our ears. Our crazy mother was sending us outside to find militant strangers if we wanted to eat. She said, wait! I hoped she had changed her mind. About us going to the center, she went into the kitchen and came out with a cardboard box, a little smaller than the shoebox for Papa's work boots. Here, she said, take this to the center, give it to the Panthers, tell them it's from Inzia. That's what I thought she said, Inza. She put the box in my hands. Who do I? Just find a black Barrett and any black Barrett will do. Make sure you tell them I gave it to the cause. You tell them, don't come knocking on my door asking for my materials. I knew I wouldn't be telling no Black Panthers what Cecil said, that she gave to the cause and not to come knocking on her door for her stuff. I just took the box and nodded, because that's how you treat crazy people. You nod and count down 27 days for crazy to come to an end. Vanita and Fern looked to me for what to do next, and Cecil noticed this. There was no lip smile from Cecil, but her eyes found it funny that they always looked to me first. Come on, I said. Let's go get breakfast. We were about to leave, but Fern stopped cold. Her eyes bugged out, and she balled her fist. Wait! Wait! Vanetta and I waited while she ran into the back room. Her steps had all buffalo stomps. I don't mind Fern stomping because it annoyed Cecil that her house had been invaded by our mouse once and feet. It served her right. Both Vanetta and I knew why Fern ran back to the room. We'd been seeing this go on for years. Fern returned with Miss Patty Cake in tow. From her look of disgust, I believe Cecil would have spat on her own floor if she wouldn't have had to clean it up. Aren't you too big to be dragging that thing with you? As far as I was concerned, Cecil had nothing to say about Fern and Miss Pattycake. Miss Pattycake was there when Cecil wasn't. Now I smiled. I understood that Fern and Miss Pattycake were like that Nat King Cole song, Unforgettable. When I first heard the Sanity Smooth voice sing like a song of love that clings to me, I knew Miss Pattycake was like that song of love to Fern. Cecil thought Fern would buckle under a 7-year-old's shame. When Fern didn't answer, she had asked again, "Aren't you too big for all that?" Fern shook 4 braids in Barrett's and said no, taking delight in answering no for no's sake. No, because Cecil didn't have a hug and a kiss that Fern expected. No, because Cecil didn't lead up and get that cold glass of water. No, because Cecil had yet to call Fern Fern. Vanetta groaned. She had fought enough name calls on behalf of Miss Pattycake. I had fought my share too. But so what? It was for Fern and her doll. Except for going to school and church, Fern and Miss Pattycake had been inseparable for as long as Fern or anyone else could remember. Cecil shook like we had given her the willies. She probably asked herself, who are these kids? There was no use in standing around for a long farewell and a list of do's and don'ts. We weren't leaving Big Ma. We were leaving Cecil with her kitchen and her palm tree. And just as I felt we had gotten the last lick by turning and going, Cecil said, "Don't kill yourself to get back here. Stay out till sundown." We walked along the street, a moving triangle, me in the front, Vanetta and Fern with Miss Pattycake behind me at both sides. I want to go home. Me too. I knew which home they meant, and I said, "We're going back home. It's 27 days. "Let's call Papa," Vanetta said. "And Big Ma." I said, "Not yet. Big Ma hasn't gotten over the collect call from yesterday. We gotta get up enough dimes to make a real call across the country." Vanetta said, "We should call Papa. Tell him she's mean and don't want us, and she won't cook or let us in the kitchen to get a cold glass of water. In her kitchen. In her house," I said. "We will just not yet," Vanetta said. "If Big Ma knew, and Papa, they'd be here lightning quick to get us." "Yeah, quick like lightning," I said. "Well, we'll need a lot of dimes."